Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Record, a special Project Offbeat series specifically catered to get to know our guest beyond her career. We do this so that we get to know them beyond their careers, their jobs, right? Everything that you know about it and read about it in the news, right? Expect fun challenges and pressing talk of the town questions for our guest. If you haven't listened to the episode on Nica del Rosario's path on being a singer-songwriter, we highly suggest you to start there first. In today's segment, we are joined by the wonderful singer-songwriter of Rosas, Nica del Rosario. Hi, Nica. Welcome to Off the Record.
Hi.
Hey, guys. Okay. Nica, let's start the big questions portion. Can you talk to us about the night VP Leni lost to BBM? How did you feel? Feel mo ba you could have done something better? Anong naramdaman mo during that night?
I think I felt what everybody else felt, na parang may namatay. Parang para tayong namatayan, 'di ba? Parang I mean, it was a difficult night when the results were coming in. Yun nga I mentioned before na my partners sa Flip, we all live in the same building, so we all just, came together and we just needed to be there for each other. Even si Mati, who did the violins for Rosas, who became a dear friend, who's also a singer-songwriter. They came over and we all just ate a lot of food. But on whether or not I feel like I could have done something more, parang that's what I promised myself naman na parang no matter what happens, I have to remember that I did everything I could. And I think I did everything I could na naman with like 20 rallies and 2 songs. So,
wow.
20? Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure it's more. I lost count at one point. Kasi parang I was at rally 13 nung sa Rizal pa lang. Which was, parang ang dami pa after that. So, I didn't want to beat myself up over it because that's not helping anyone. And yun nga, parang when the campaign ended, parang yun naman yung like what I wanted I wanted to do everything I could to help regardless of what happens. And I think I did that naman. So
That's, what, parang sometimes you really lose some, right? But at least sa loob-loob mo, you know what, I gave it my all. That's all there is to it, di ba? Parang bawi na lang. Kamusta yung gising mo after that day? Okay naman, di ka makatayo.
that was the day I wrote the third verse. Nung I woke up and I had to log in for my part-time job, and I was working from my bed kasi hindi ako makabangon, and I couldn't concentrate. So in between my shift, I took a break and wrote the song. I wrote the verse. So it was parang I have a video of it na yun nga I was showing people playing it. Tapos parang it was so dark. That was because all of the curtains were still closed and I haven't got like I only got up to get my guitar.
Was there any celebrity there that you thought was like, that was the most struck by your song?
There's a bunch talaga who would come up to me, would say nga, yun nga, parang thank you for your song and stuff. Pero siguro yung in terms of like the most memorable one is Sir Ogie Alcacid, because I met him.
Wow.
I met him when Ma'am lost na. I met him
Talaga?
at Senator Kiko's Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
So he came up to me and he looked like he was gonna cry.
Oh.
So and then he came up to me and he just gave me this really long hug. And parang he didn't say much, but I just, parang he posted, nagpa-picture pa siya sa akin, and he introduced me to Miss Regine. And I guess that, that was unforgettable for me because it was Ogie Alcacid, like one of the best songwriters in the country, and he posted about me on Instagram.
Right.
Talking about how my song affected, millions. So, siguro, that was the most memorable for me.
Siguro, Nika, today actually parang nagkasona, di ba? So, I guess in your context, I kind of want to ask if you can give a sona naman. What is the state of OPM right now, di ba? How do you see it like progressing these past few years, no?
I am not biased when I say OPM is thriving now talaga. I mean,
Wow.
I remember a point in
Totoo.
time during like early in my career when there wasn't much happening, there wasn't much coming out, and parang there were these articles saying na is OPM dead? Is OPM dead? Parang this is the end of OPM. And parang now, I mean, kasi you know how parang sometimes nagpipick ang certain genre and that is what everybody listens to. Like when I was in high school, puro banda lang pinapakinggan. And there was a time early in my career, puro hip-hop lang.
Mm-mm.
Now, everyone is like, there's like, grabe yung potential of what P-pop can be with all of these groups. I mean, like, I recently watched the Tugatog Music Festival because Just was a host there, and I saw all of these groups, and we wrote also for Beanie and BGYO, and parang the potential of these groups to be something bigger na parang international level pa is like sobrang unlimited yung potential for them, and on the other hand there are bands like Ben and Ben and Four of Spades and artists like AD Arthur Nair, those singer songwriters talaga who just burst into the scene with these wonderful songs, and parang malilito ka na kung sino papakinggan mo, which is a wonderful problem, because it means the OPM industry is thriving and there's room for all kinds of sounds, all kinds of people, like all genders, all identities. So parang I love where OPM is going right now, and I'm very excited for what's to come.
Sorry, you call it P-pop, Philippine pop?
Yes.
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 Oh, is
So
that our
parang,
global term outside
I
the
think so, yeah,
Philippines?
kasi parang
Talaga?
they're being recognized na by other countries and international journalists and stuff. So I mean, with the emergence of yung SB19 and Beanie and BGYO and other groups that will follow, parang it's becoming na talaga, like a normalized, a household term yung P-pop. So yun, hopefully tuloy-tuloy lang siya from here.
Nika, what on that one? Kasi hindi din ako masyadong sobrang exposed on new bands on P-pop. Like, may mga tips ka ba on how to explore new bands? May mga gig areas ba na pwedeng puntahan, yung cool lang, ganyan?
With P-pop kasi, parang they don't really have, they're not like other bands na parang gigs in bars Yung they have conventions and guestings in events.
Yeah.
So I think the best way to study or to learn about them is through digital streaming platforms. Like, I think Spotify has a dedicated P-pop playlist, and a lot of them are on YouTube also. So if parang talaga, like yun nga, nag-deep dive si Just on P-pop because she had to host the music festival. So we were listening to all of these people. So parang ang galing talaga. Like ang dami naming, apart from the really popular ones, ang dami pa lang like gems in na parang they are slowly getting discovered pa lang. So
Nika, if pwede mo sa amin share yung Spotify playlist mo ng
pwede.
gems na yan.
Hindi, I mean, wait. Kasi there's a I think P-pop on the Rise ba or something?
I-follow natin.
Yeah.
P-pop
on the Rise. Yung sa Spotify.
P-pop on the Rise.
I think
P-pop
it
on the
updates talaga on a regular basis. And
Really?
parang,
Talaga?
pag may mga trending na P-pop songs and stuff like that. So they put it there, which is I think it's a good entry point if you want to learn about the genre.
Awesome. Kasi parang lagi mga playlist ko either, alam mo yun, yung mga sobrang makalumang OPM.
Oh my God,
sobrang bago na hindi ka na makarelate, diba?
As in, lagi na, nung bata kami, lagi niya judge yung dad ko kasi yung mga pinapakinggan lang niya, lagi mga Bread, ganyan, Barry Man.
Oh my gosh, Bread!
Ano ba yan? Makinig ka naman ng mga bagong kanta. Tapos parang now that I am 32, I am very attached to like early 2000s alternative rock. And parang, and mayroon ako realization na, oh my God, I'm turning into my dad. I have my own oldies play drive, and
may attachment na tayo sa natin.
Yeah,
sa era natin.
During our era talaga. Parang medyo hindi na ako super nakakahabol sa, like dati laging updated, may bagong kanta si ganyan, may bagong kanta si ganyan. Ngayon parang I have to like, kailangan ko sadyain. Parang na bang pinapakinggan ng mga kabataan?
That's true. That's where TikTok comes in. No? That's where TikTok comes in. They educate us somewhat no? Kung
na parang, ito pala uso ngayon.
Nika, my next question, medyo chika minute. When working for two renowned clients, no? First is Sarah Geronimo, and second is VP Leni Robredo, which are two people that are like super worlds apart, right? Did you see any similarities with working between these two people?
I guess I didn't actually get to work with Ma'am with the song.
Okay.
So but like having met both of them, their biggest similarity is they're both the nicest people. They're
Really?
two of the nicest people I've ever encountered. As in, like, si Sarah, you forget that she's Sarah Geronimo, pop star royalty, and because she
Yeah.
talks to you like she's an ordinary person, and parang she's
Yeah.
very humble, very down to earth, and she's very serious about her craft. As in, she knows
Yeah.
talaga what she wants, and she's very involved, but not
Talaga?
in the but not in a like I wanna take over kind of way. She also respects then. She
Grabe.
respects us as as
Mhm.
creators. So it's as in meeting these two women, it's parang very deserving sila where they are now. I mean, as in, there's a reason why both of them are admired by
Yeah.
millions of people, and there's a reason why both of them are very successful in what they're doing, because you can't discount character talaga in a person. Parang it can't just be skill and
Sobra.
talent. You have
Sobra.
to, you have to be a good person. You have to be a kind person, and
Yeah.
those two are living examples of that.
Siguro kaya lagi pinipili si Sarah as the voice coach, no? Kapag, kapag may choice ka,
Yeah,
di ba
tsaka,
lagi si
yeah.
Sarah?
Magaling siya I think
True,
magaling, lalo
true.
na sa The Voice Kids. Because she's very
Yeah.
endearing
Ay,
to
cute.
children. Kasi ang bait niya eh.
Well, Nika, I guess another byproduct of going through Lenny's campaigns and singing and being like a face of this campaign is that parang nagkaroon ka ng role, I guess, in the LGBTQIA community, you know. And you already mentioned about Justine, which is your fiancee, you know. Can you talk about her, how parang her impact in your life, your parang how she influenced your life to what it is today?
She's a big big effect in my, kasi parang she's honestly the longest relationship I've had, because being growing up LGBT in this country is a struggle, kasi parang everything's like delayed. Parang like nung college, if you're straight, you spend college like exploring romance, dating people, ganun. I spent college grappling with my sexuality and trying to be okay with it, and discovering pa. So parang I never got that prom date experience, and everything's just delayed. So parang growing up, I didn't have a lot of self-esteem. And I didn't think much of myself, which I discovered through therapy, was like I have a severe lack in self-love during when I was growing up, and being with Just, parang she's always been very supportive of everything I do, not just my career, everything I try to like, parang she's always been there to encourage me, and because like she knows that I unfortunately need a lot of validation to get through. Like yun nga, parang I was second guessing Rosas. I was second guessing uploading the third. I second guess everything all the time. So parang being with someone like her, who genuinely believes in what I can do and what I'm capable of, helped me realize na parang if she believes in me and she sees this value in me, then there really must be value in me as a person. And because I grew up thinking that being LGBT
Ganda.
was a flaw. It was
Mhm.
something that was broken in you. And I mean, the whole reason why I developed an anxiety disorder was because I bent over backwards trying to trying to make sure that I achieved things and I was successful, and everything was working out, because I wanted to compensate for the fact that there was something wrong with me, or that parang I wanted
Mm.
my parents, when my parents find out, I want them to be proud of me despite the fact that I'm like this.
Exactly. Exactly.
But but growing up and being with someone who values me, I realized parang it's not something you have to compensate for. It's just a part of you that isn't wrong or
Yeah.
broken. It's like being left-handed, or being Chinese, or it's which I'm both of. it's it's just a part. Parang what I'm realizing, it's a part of who we are, but not a lot of people realize that yet. And I realized that there are so many people like me growing up na parang they don't think much of themselves. They're scared to come out. They're scared to be who they are, which is why I'm very vocal about these issues. Kaya I wave the pride flag in rallies. And the fact that sobrang heteronormative din kasi yung society. So I've been out for a very long time like years na. But every time I tweet something about pride, about just, about the fact that we're getting married, laging may wait, what? Or laging magtutweet na parang, oh, Nikas ano pala, Nikas ano, lesbian, Nikas ano, bi, Nikas LGBT, parang laging may nagugulat. Like, I have to keep coming out over and over again because the longer the campaign went, the more attention I got.
Right. Yeah.
So there are people who just would keep following me, and then they would find, like, it's always a new surprise na parang, may new followers na naman ako, so may magugulat na naman. So it's not easy being an LGBT artist in this country. So, having a partner who's very supportive of that is a very big. I mean, she was the one who funded my first EP launch. So she's always been like a big advocate for my dream. So that I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. Nica, I just want to thank you because obviously this is very, very heavy stuff, and it probably took years and years to kind of like go through all of that. And you provided a kind of condensed version of it, but still we really appreciate like the sharing. It's very, it's very
I
deep.
mean, I'm at my 4th doctor at this point in my life. So like, what's the point of like learning all of these things about me if I can't help other people, like, figure them out, figure it out for themselves also.
Grabe. I can't follow that up.
Misha, may question ka?
Light lang. Siguro like, ano yung go-to activity mo para ikaw ay ma-inspire, lalo na pag ikaw ay pagod, kakasulat, or burnout?
Well, the brain dead answer is I watch TV or I watch an old show that I find funny. So parang may rotation ako of old sitcoms that I watch over and over.
Oh my gosh, pwede mo ano yung sitcoms na yan?
Friends.
Siyempre.
The Office.
Oh my gosh,
I love The Office. My God. Bagong addition, Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay.
Schitt's Creek!
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek is amazing! Bago ba yun? I think that's so
Okay yun.
Parang
Okay yun for
late,
LGBTQ.
Yeah, late ko siya na-discover. So ngayon, parang okay, kasali ka na.
Okay, noted.
Ano to? The Good Place. I
Oh
love
my God,
The Good Place.
yes.
That's the Atenean English speaking,
Exactly.
Philosophy English speaking.
Exactly. It's like philo classes talaga in a comedy show. And recently, I got COVID about 2 weeks ago. And what saved my sanity was I found a way to stream The Nanny. Which is a very, very old sitcom na parang, I mean, it's not groundbreaking.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's
I know
just,
about this.
Funny and mindless and stuff like that. So parang, another thing I do is I go out and bike around the village to clear my head. It also helps me work out. So
endorphins.
Yeah.
Quick follow-up. Like when you're writing your song, what comes first? Is it the lyrics or is it the melody?
Actually, same question.
It does. I don't have yun nga, parang how there's no answer to that kung ano dapat. There's also I also don't have an answer to that kung ano yung usual sa akin because it really doesn't parang it's never a sure thing. Like for Rosas, parang it just both came out organically na parang sometimes with other songs sometimes I would hum and that's a melody na. With other songs sometimes may naisip na akong concept for lyrics and then I add the melody. So yun nga, that's what I meant when I say that this job talaga has no clear formula for it. Like even ako rin wala akong personal routine that I follow kasi it really depends eh.
Ako naniniwala ako dun because you just told us you love structure and yet you're telling us wala talagang structure dito.
Exactly.
Right? So I think that's like...
Unfortunately, for my brain.
Walang formula, no?
No matter how much I try, wala talaga.
Yeah. Okay, so the last part of the off the record, Nica, is this thing called reacting to comments, no? Or parang yung kay Jimmy Kimmel reacting to mean tweets. Pero sa atin hindi mean. Reacting to top comments, no? So we researched YouTube for your top videos, no? And you singing Rosas along with Vice, along with other celebrities, and here were the top comments. And we want you to react on it. Whatever reaction you have, no?
Okay.
Just react on it. Okay. The very first one is from our friend IEM Irene. This is not just a jingle or a Leni song. Ito ang kanta ng kabataan, ng volunteers at ng bawat Pilipino na lumalakas at handang lumaban para sa kinabukasan nila. Para sa nasabihan ng bayaran last Friday sa Cavite Rally, kapit lang, lumaban lang kayo.
Oh. I don't na-awkward ako when people compliment. But I'm very grateful that that people see this as something more than a campaign song because I never intended for it to be a campaign song. It was closer to a love song honestly than a campaign song. Kasi parang it's her song for the people. And now that it's over, now that we have a new administration, parang I am very happy that people still see value in it and still find hope in it. So
yeah.
So the next tweet naman is from Alisa Taginod. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. Sabi niya, here I am after a week after election, still listening to this masterpiece. Hindi namin to makalimutan. Best campaign song. Nakakaiyak. Mamiss ko kung paano tumindig ang mga Pilipino. Mahal ko kayo, kakampik. Salamat sa legendary song na ito, Miss Nica and Gab.
Oh.
I think that shows talaga that people really were as in they made friends in the camp. Nagkaroon ng spirit of community na parang we were all in this together and parang ayun, it made us all want to be better Filipinos for man for others.
Yeah. Hope sana tuloy-tuloy lang talaga yung pagtindig, no? I hope so. Okay, the last comment is from Agnelesi Ling. It's so hard not to cry listening to this song. I may have lost my Filipino citizenship due to my naturalization before, but I promised myself to take the Philippine oath of allegiance if VP Leni will win. Ang tagal ko nang na-miss ang maging tunay na proud na Filipino. Yung hindi ka nahihiya dahil ang gobyerno ay may pakailam sa iyo at kapwa mo. Salamat sa kantang ito, Nica. Pinukaw mo ulit ang aking pusong Pinoy. Mabuhay ka, Pilipinas. Sana maging kulay rosas ang ating bukas.
Wow.
Taga saan kaya siya? Kasi hindi na raw siya Filipino citizen. So I guess hindi na siya nakatira dito.
Babalik nga daw siya, no? Babalik daw siya pag nanalo.
Ang sad talaga kasi ang dami kong kilala. I have a blockmate actually who lives in San Francisco with his wife and his baby. And they were saying na parang if she wins, baka it's time for us to go home na, ganun. And so, ang daming stuff. And then, ang dami rin umalis. She lost. So,
yeah.
Ang sad.
Sakit.
You can't really blame them.
I think it's the greatest what if of our generation.
Yeah.
Hi.
For sure.
Okay. That's about it. Thank you everyone for listening to us in Off the Record. If you liked our special series, follow us well in Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, and YouTube for exclusive content. That's at the Project Offbeat. If you want to learn more from our guest, Nica del Rosario, you can reach her in Twitter, in IG, and most of all in LinkedIn. Just kidding.
Favorite, this is my favorite story. You are the only podcast guesting invite who reached out to me through LinkedIn.
That's as professional as it gets, huh?
Sobrang on brand for your podcast.
Correct.
Parang when I read your invite, like it makes so much sense that you guys messaged.
Yeah. Hey, it got the job done.
Thanks, guys. Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you.
Magbayarin kayo.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay.